You're listening to Les Get Things Straight with Alerco02 and RCK Films. Fuck bitches and level up.
Say apple.
Apple.
Okay, you start.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Let's Get Things
She
Straight.
did it! She did it! Right away! She did it! Oh my god!
Going down
She
in
did it.
history, boys and girls, and
She did it! Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Let's
our
Get Things
non-binary
Straight
friends.
first. This is a first!
Like, you just ignore me. Like,
I did.
my
Wait,
god.
What'd you say?
I said this is a first, boys and girls and non-binary friends. But anyways, I'm Lurk.
I'm Alerco01.
We'd like to just...
And it's been a time.
It's been a time, and we just want to start this podcast by saying that you're not alone. We're all in this together. We're all under a lot of stress and anxiety and don't know what the future holds at the moment. But we don't want to talk about it because we think it's been talked about enough, and every day, every hour, something new.
You know what it is.
You know what it is.
At the time of this recording, you know what we're talking about. It's March.
It's the end of March.
Oh, basically, happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to Rob and Michaela.
Oh, yeah.
But we
Carabuela.
just want to say we hope you're all taking care of yourselves. Make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you're sanitizing. Make sure you're staying hydrated.
Don't go out.
Please try to self-isolate as much as you can.
Does not hurt to not go anywhere today.
It does not.
Or just this whole like few months. Does not hurt.
Does not hurt.
You can stay home. Make online friends.
And
Talk to strangers online.
If you need a place to vent or just get away and have some fun, Rob is going to put my Discord link down below so you can come hang out with us. We're doing some more movie night stuff. Oh shit.
Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah?
Oh, my dinner came up a little bit. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh god. I
Guinness
bet that
stew.
looked good on stream.
I'm sure it did.
Oh. I bet that looked good.
But so anyways, that's that. Please take care of yourselves, and we love you very much. And now here's the
I like some of you.
here's the podcast.
And here's the podcast.
What are we doing today, Rob? Since you said something about DC, but I don't know.
Oh boy, all right. How do I start? So, are you familiar with Superman Lives?
Nope.
Okay. So how do I start this? I know you're not the biggest fan of Superman. I know we've talked about this. I know that's when I was there, I bought you those comic books.
Yes, I haven't read them yet.
First of all, for big DC fans, I bought her volume 1 and 2. There's only 2 volumes of All-Star Superman, which is one of the greatest Superman stories of all time. It's that story is the reason why I love Superman. I know you read Death of the Family.
Oh my god, that fucked me up.
That's why I love Batman, because of how dark that universe is. Superman, it just shows you why I love that character. So, it's not a canon story, because there's shit there that just won't make sense. So I'll just read it as its own thing. But it's about Superman dying. That's all I'll say.
All right.
He's got cancer. So
Probably because
Anyway.
of the Krypton.
he flew too close to the sun. It's a
Wait.
reference to he flew too close to the sun. It's a reference to Prometheus.
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Krypton is a planet.
It was.
Right, it was.
It was. But speaking of that, so Superman Lives. This was made in the early 90s.
Did he
This
beat
was
cancer?
If I say, it'll be a spoiler.
So, yes.
It'll be a spoiler.
So, no?
No. He did not.
I thought it was called Superman Lives. What the fuck? Why did he die?
Oh, well, no. That's All Stars. That's the comic book. That's something you gotta read. This is something different. This Superman Lives is a movie. The All-Star Superman I was talking was a comic. This is All-Star. This is. Oh my! Now I'm confused. Okay, rewind. You know the Reed Superman, All-Star Superman. You have it. That's done. We're done talking about All-Star Superman.
But like
Superman Lives.
Yeah.
Is something separate.
So he
Okay,
doesn't
here
have
we go.
cancer in this one?
In this one, no, but he does. Something happens. I'll talk. Here's the thing. So this was an unmade movie in the 90s.
By Joe Pesci?
No. By Tim Burton.
Oh.
Written by, at first, there was 3 writers in this movie. The first person they got to write this movie was Kevin Smith.
The
And this
fuck?
This was right after Mallrats. This was which was referenced in Captain Marvel. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't notice that, no.
The scene when she's in that bus and she sees Stan Lee reading a script.
Yeah.
The script he was reading was Mallrats.
Oh.
Because he's in Mallrats. So.
Oh shit, I didn't even
like-
notice that. I was
You should
just
watch
waiting
Mallrats,
for
by
her
the way.
to punch the granny.
Old lady.
Yeah.
That moment was like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, it's a scroll. Anyway, so so Kevin Smith, this is right after Mallrats, this is right after Chasing Amy. He he's hot shit right now. He's a good writer. So Warner Brothers called him up and they said, hey, we're offering you 3 rewrites. One is an Outer Limits rewrite of an episode. The second is a movie called Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. And he goes, you want to do another Beetlejuice movie? He goes, yeah, we're trying to figure it out. What's there to figure out? Burton cracked the code. You said everything you needed to say with the first one.
Yeah.
And I know they've been talking about doing a Beetlejuice sequel for years. They've been talking about it since '97 because this is when this happened. 1997. How old was I? 4.
Mm-hmm.
I was 4 years old. So
Kindergarten. Hell yeah.
So then the guys go, well, okay, well if you don't want to do those 2, we're possibly working on Superman. And that made him go, Superman? You guys are doing another Superman movie? And he's like, oh, well, we're thinking about it. He's like, please, please let me do that. And they're like, well, that's a huge property. We don't know if we can give you that right away. But what I can do is I can give you the script. So he reads the script and it's fucking dog shit. It's so goddamn awful. He's like, he wants to tear it to shreds, and he goes to the Warner Brothers studios the next day and he's telling them purposely, your script sucks. Your script is terrible for Superman. It's not good.
Oh.
So they're like, okay, well, thank you for coming in. And then the next day they call up Kevin Smith and they go, why don't you come back and tell me again what you thought about the Superman script? There's somebody here that wants to hear it. So he comes back and says the same thing. He's like, did someone's fucking cousin write this movie? Did you pay that guy? Can you get the money back? Because this shit's horrendous. And they're like, all right, well, thanks for coming in. And this just goes on, and then he finally meets the main president of Warner Brothers at the time. He meets this guy, and he's the first one that goes, what would you do differently? Now, what he wanted to do was an adaptation of The Death of Superman.
I would
that was
do
written in
you,
93.
Daddy.
That's exactly what he said. That is exactly what he said.
I knew it. Kevin Smith has those vibes.
Exactly. So,
He's a daddy.
yes. So, Kevin Smith said, how about we do a version of The Death and Return of Superman? Because that story just happened in the comics. So why don't we do something like that? Let's have him fight this giant monster, have epic villains show up. Matter of fact, I'm going to write a cameo where Batman's in it, and it'll be Michael Keaton. Let's do that. And everyone's like, you know what? I like this. Write the script and see where we're going. We're going to send you to a producer, a guy named John Peters, who, fun fact, started off as Barbra Streisand's hairdresser, and then he became a film producer.
Yes.
How did that happen? I don't know. So, he goes to John Peters, who produced the first Batman movie, and he goes, all right, so we're doing Superman, right? And he goes, yeah, okay. So, number 1, the director we're going to get is Tim Burton, because he just did Batman, and then we fired him because Batman Returns was too dark for kids, so we had another guy put nipples in the bat suit. That's a story for another day.
Nipples.
Nipples in the bat suit. So we'll give Tim Burton a second chance. We'll make him do Superman. But there's 3 things that I want in this movie. The producer says to Kevin Smith.
Nipples.
And Kevin Smith is like, okay. Well, first he says, number one,
Nipples.
I don't want to see. Yes, nipples. He says number one, I don't want to see him fly.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah. Number two, I don't want to see him in that suit.
Wait, what?
And number three, he's got to fight a giant spider in the third act.
Wait, what?
And Kevin Smith is like, let's go back a few steps. You don't want to see him fly, like, ever? He goes, no, it looks fake. Looks stupid. You know that scene where he's flying, Lois laying around? Horse shit. Okay.
But
All right. So no flying. Got it. What about no suit? Which suit? You know, the suit that he's always wearing, the red and blue suit. It looks. This was his words, not. This was the producer's words. It looks gay.
you're gay.
So first of all, fuck that guy. Second of all,
Well, first of all,
he's like-
Superman can fly.
yeah.
Second of
flying
all-
in the suit. That's Superman.
Yeah, and second of all, every hero has a super suit.
He has to have a suit.
This is
So he
suit.
goes, but he goes, no, it looks gay. It looks stupid. He looks stupid in it. I don't want to see him in that suit. And he goes, all right, so no flying, no suit, got it. But the spider intrigues me. What's with that? And he goes,
Spider-Man?
you know, well, they were going to do a Spider-Man movie and it failed. But that's a story for another day. Leonardo DiCaprio was almost Spider-Man at one point. Fun fact. Anyway, so they went, you know anything about Spider? The producer was like, you know that, you ever seen King Kong when the cage opens up and you see King Kong, it's this epic moment? I want that in this movie. I want a big fucking spider to show up and Superman fucks it up and they have this big fight. I want that. And he goes, Kevin Smith is like, all right. Do you know anything about spiders? Not really. They're the fiercest killers in the insect kingdom. Okay, what does that got to do with Superman? that makes no sense, but all right. So they write the script. He goes to Warner Brothers, and he's like, okay, look, John called us. He loves you. He wants you to write the script, but did he mention the spiders? He goes, yeah, he mentioned the spiders. And you go, like, put the spiders in, but don't call it a spider. Call it something else. He's every fucking day with him with the spider. So,
What's up
Kind
with
of
the
fast-
spiders? Why does he?
he just likes spiders. He just wants a spider in this movie. And there is this version of a spider in this movie, and I'll get to that in a bit. So now we're gonna get to now we're gonna get to the weirder shit, because you thought it was weird. Now it's gonna get weirder.
Okay.
So
No
he
flying,
wrote the
no
first-
suit, but
no
spiders.
flying, no suit, none of that, and big spider, yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
Warner
how
Brothers
big of
went
a spider? Like the one from Harry Potter?
to bigger,
Bigger than, but that's a big spider.
like Godzilla size.
That's
spider.
a big spider.
big spider.
Okay.
Big alien like xenomorph spider. So
So,
Kevin
Warner
Smith
Brothers.
wrote this. Kevin Smith wrote the script. They told him, go ahead, wrote it. They told him, you know what? Just put the suit and make him fly in it. Don't ignore Peters, but you just make sure you do put this. I think he'll be happy if you put the spider.
in.
Yeah.
All right.
So he writes it. So he writes with the suit and him flying. He flies. He has a suit. That's all classic. It's very 90s. You have the death of Superman in it. Then he comes back. He comes back to life. And the main villain of the movie, which is a classic DC Comics villain named Brainiac,
Yeah.
he turns into a spider in the end of that movie, and it's a big alien robotic spider. Superman fights him, saves the day. He's back from the dead. Everything's all happy. And the original script was called Superman Reborn, and Kevin Smith changed it to Superman Lives because he thought it sounded cooler. So now we're in the first draft. He wrote the first draft, and John Peters read it, and he goes, "It's not good. It's not funny. There's no structure to it. It's not good.
Superman's
We're gonna fire
supposed to be
you."
funny.
Yeah, I know. We're going to fire you, and we're going to hire one of Tim Burton's guys, because Tim Burton did not want Kevin Smith to write his movie. He hates Kevin Smith for some reason. Because when he hired a writer named Wesley Strict to write this movie, he goes, "So, Tim, I read Kevin's original script." And he goes, "I don't want to talk about that script. We're doing my own thing." And he's like, "Okay, so no Kevin Smith. No, fuck Kevin Smith. I want my own shit. And I know exactly who I want to play Superman." Now this is it. This is the moment that made everyone lose their minds about this movie.
All
It's not
right.
Tim Burton. It's not the Spider-Man. It's who they got to play Superman.
Oprah Winfrey.
No.
Damn it.
Originally, when Kevin Smith wrote it, he wanted Ben Affleck to play Superman because Ben Affleck was in a lot of his movies. That didn't happen. Then when Tim Burton came in, he goes, I know who I want to play Superman. Who? We'll think about it. Superman is an alien. He's an outsider. He's alone. We need someone who's weird. Nicolas Cage.
Is there actually a Nicolas Cage movie?
Him as Superman?
Yeah.
Well, Teen Titans Go, they made an animated movie about Teen Titans Go to the movies, and he voices Superman.
What the fuck?
But that was because of this. If you look up Nicolas Cage as Superman, you'll see him in a suit.
What?
You'll see him.
What
I
the
will
fuck?
send you pictures of it. I will send you.
Put pictures in the podcast.
Okay. Podcast. Okay, yeah. Let me just get you a few selected pictures, and I will post some of them in the video too. So there's that one. That was the official suit they were gonna go with until the thing that happened with this movie happened.
Where am I?
Where's the screen test? There it is. There you go. I posted on Discord. Those are. that was
Okay.
97 and 98 Superman.
The first one looks
Yeah.
beautiful. I would love to watch that because it's great. The second one, it's like Nicolas Cage wants to be a beautiful lady going to the ball.
He looks like he's wearing a fruit roll-up.
Kind of. Fruit roll-up Cinderella dress.
That outfit looks like it smells.
It's a little sticky.
And yeah, so it was official. That was the once they made that suggestion, they called Nicolas Cage, and Warner Brothers was hoping he would say no. Nicolas Cage was like, "Yes, I'm in. I'm gonna take that character and turn him upside down. This is gonna be nothing like you've ever seen before."
So who ended up playing
What?
Superman?
No, Nicolas Cage. Well, here's the thing.
So it was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage was the official choice. This was the official #1 choice.
Wait, is this movie like real life?
It was going to be, but we'll get to that.
So it's not like we'll watch it. We can't.
It's not. No, it got canned, and I'll tell you why it got canned.
Okay.
But I'm telling you the process of how close they were to filming
Okay,
it.
hurry up.
Okay, so the decisions they were going to have to play Lois Lane was either Sandra Bullock or Courtney Cox.
Oh no.
The decisions they were going to have to play Jimmy Olsen was Chris Rock. and as a matter of fact, Kevin Smith had Chris Rock in one of his movies called Dogma, and then he showed up to set one day and he goes, "Guess who's playing Jimmy Olsen?" And he's like, "Motherfucker, that was my movie." And then they fired me. Man, come on. I want to be... All right, fine. Kevin Spacey was going to be Lex Luthor, which did ultimately happen in another movie, but Kevin Spacey is a piece of shit, so we won't talk about him.
But it's okay
Now-
because he's gay.
Yeah, oh, God.
Just kidding. It's not okay. Your
Yeah.
sexuality doesn't mean that it's okay to touch kids.
What an idiot thing he said.
Anyways.
What a dumbass thing he said. What an idiot. But anyway,
Anyways.
Christopher Walken was going to be Brainiac. The world's greatest man.
Wow.
I would have paid to see that.
I mean, the world's greatest man to me is Robert Downey Jr. or Ryan Reynolds.
Both of them combined, they'll be the world's greatest man.
Or Ian McGregor.
Ooh.
You can't go wrong
Hello
with
there.
Jesus.
Hello there.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is like Jesus, but better. Wait till we get to that part in Skins. You'll love it anyways.
Ooh. Fun fact, he actually did play Jesus once.
Fuck.
He legitimately played Jesus in a movie once. It was weird. Anyway, so they wanted to make this movie fucking weird because, you know, Tim Burton was mad at Warner Brothers for fucking up his Batman franchise by having somebody put nipples on the suit and make it all colorful and shit. So they were gonna like, well, you made Batman hopeful and kid friendly, but we're gonna make Superman dark and weird. Because that makes sense. But
Oh, right. So they really just wanted to fuck up everything.
the lore of Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, we didn't want the square jaw, good looking Christopher Reeve or Henry Cavill kind of Superman. We wanted someone. They flat out said Nicolas Cage was ugly, and that's why he's perfect. If you watch a documentary about this,
no greater
if you-
words have been fucking spoken.
that's more or less what they said. They said, you know, it's like Michael Keaton as Batman. Nicolas Cage isn't one of the greatest looking guys, but he's got the eyes of a fucking killer. And you're like, dude, it's Superman. He's one of the kindest characters ever. What the fuck are you doing? But anyway, so, the concept art, they were going to have scenes where, like, after Superman died, he was birthed in this rainbow electronic Vegas-like bath. And, like, he'll be bald at first, and then he'll grow long-ass hair. And he'll be, like, regenerated. There was going to be a lot of weird creatures in this movie.
Wait.
There
Pause button. Regenerate Superman. So he's originally bald and then grows really long, hippie, gross hair.
By time of him being regenerated, he's first bald, and then he grows hair. That was an idea they
But
had.
like Superman always has that nice,
Always has a nice
clean
coiffed
cut with the
hair.
little greased
Yeah.
up swirl shit.
And they're just gonna say he's basically being reborn, more or less. An idea they had in the original script Kevin Smith read before he decided to rewrite it, the script where he said it was fucking terrible. An idea they had is that Superman dies, and then like he gives his life force to Lois Lane, and then she gives a virgin birth to the new Superman. That was an actual idea they had.
Get the fuck out.
That was an actual idea they had. And that's when Kevin Smith was like, this is fucking dog shit. I'm rewriting my
So
version.
basically they were like, well, Star Wars made Anakin a Jesus.
Virgin
Why
mother.
can't we?
Well, this came out around the time they were filming episode 1. But I think they probably knew what was going to happen because
Well,
Hollywood knows
97, that's when it came out.
No, it came out in 99. 99 or 2000.
Either
I know
way,
it was, like,
babies.
Babies. And more or less for this one, they were like, well, we won't have Lois give birth to Superman, her future lover. What we'll do is we'll just have him be regenerated in his Fortress of Solitude, and it'll be weird and gooey and freaky, and he'll have a suit that basically copies his powers, which is weird. And then he'll fight a giant spider in the third act, which will be Brainiac, which will basically be Christopher Walken's head in a spider's body. And I can't do a Christopher Walken voice, but I could just imagine him going, I'm gonna kill you, Superman, in that voice, and I just want to see that. Oh god, what else? There's gonna be moments where, before he died, when he's fighting the monster that eventually kills him in the end of the first act, the monster's face turns into people Superman knew. So say he's punching a monster, and all of a sudden the face turns into Lois, or anybody else he knew, and it will freak him out, and then the monster will fuck him up. There's going to be a scene where Brainiac was going to kill polar bears for some reason. Like,
Why?
Since Superman's home is in the North Pole, his Fortress of Solitude, when Kevin Smith's original draft, there was 3 writers who wrote this, and like I said, Kevin Smith was the first one, and this is what he said. When he was reading the first script to John Peters, the spider guy, you know, spiders are the fierce killers in the insect kingdom. He goes, okay, hold on. You have a scene when Brainiac goes to the Fortress of Solitude. Nothing happens. The last fight was like maybe 10 minutes ago. We need to have another fucking fight. This movie needs to sell toys. We need something to happen. Can't Brainiac fight Superman's guards? And he's like, why would Superman need guards? He's Superman. And plus it's called the Fortress of Solitude. What? There's no guards. And John Peters is like, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, where is it? At the Arctic? Yeah. Okay, polar bears. He goes, you want me to write a scene when Brainiac kills a bunch of polar bears? He goes, yeah. Do you know anything about polar bears? He goes, no. And he goes, polar bears are the fiercest killers in the animal kingdom.
What the heck?
And they're like, well, I think PETA would be really upset if we have a scene where the villain kills a bunch of polar bears. And he goes, okay, yeah. How about he fucks one up and the other one runs away and he survives? And he goes, you're still killing a polar bear. All right, well, work with me. How about we turn them into icicles, and then when they detect danger, they become real, and then he kills both of them, and they're not technically real. And he goes, okay, fine, I'll write that. Jesus Christ, you are such an impossible person to work with. And this producer, this John Peters guy, he claims to be a martial artist, even though he looks like a plumber. And he was a hairstylist too, so he looks like a hairstylist that turned into a plumber. He's not the healthiest looking man. But he claims to be a martial artist, and he would, apparently, this is what people said about him while they were working on this movie, he would chokehold people for no reason, just to show that he's tough. Like, everyone would be like, man, John Peters walked in and put me on a headlock, and man, it hurts. Why are we working with this guy? And Tim Burton said this, and I quote, Tim Burton said this about him. I worked with him when I made Batman, and he was a real piece of shit. I filmed the movie in London just to get away from him. But there was a moment when, I would hear about him putting people in headlocks and beating people up. And then one day he kissed me flat on the lips. Now, what would I prefer? The kiss or the head? I think I would prefer a kick in the face.
Okay, is Tim Burton okay? Like,
no. Tim Burton is not okay. So then they were done. Basically, they had some test footage. Like you can. There's a documentary made about this. It's called "The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened." It's made by a guy named John Schnepp, who unfortunately passed away due to cancer. But besides the point, he made this great documentary about it. I recommend everyone checking this out. I just had to talk about this a little bit because, holy shit, it's one of the most fascinating things I've ever heard. They were done. They had test footage of it. They had the suit already. They had the script done. They had 3 writers. The third one was like, all right, this is it. This is the main script. It was going to be the most expensive movie Warner Brothers ever made at the time. And then they were done, and Chopper's coughing in the background. Let's give him a second. Okay, he's done. So they were ready to go, and then Batman and Robin came out to theaters.
oh, fuck.
That was one of Warner Brothers' biggest bombs. And then another Warner Brothers movie came out, that bombed. Another movie came out from Warner Brothers, that bombed. And Warner Brothers has had a shitload of terrible movies that did not do well, and they were losing money.
Well,
and they
probably because they tell the original writers that it's trash and go write something else.
I mean, Kevin Smith's original script was more or less somebody that was just a fan of Superman writing a Superman fanfic.
Yeah.
And it probably wouldn't have been that expensive. With these new movies, they're writing like thousands and thousands of aliens, different planets, all this cool, like, I guess cool, but it's weird, kind of cool. Regeneration suits that light up like Vegas signs. You had all this weird shit. And it's like, no. And then Batman and Robin comes out. It's like, man, you probably wouldn't have had enough money to pay for this, even if Batman and Robin was a success. So because of this, the first photo I sent you of Nicolas Cage in the suit, the day of that photo shoot, that's when they found out that the movie was canned. And Nicolas Cage was heartbroken. Still to this day, he says that his version of Superman is the most powerful version, but we'll never see how it is.
Oh my
we'll
God.
Never see it. And John Peters threatened to throw a Warner Brothers executive out the window if he didn't have the Superman release. But they never did.
Did the man get thrown out the window?
I don't know. We don't know. Probably not. But I'm sure he still threatens him about here and there. And John Peters was also mad because he never got to put his spider in this movie until a few movies later when he did a terrible Will Smith movie called The Wild Wild West.
Oh, right.
And he put a giant spider in the end of that movie.
Okay, so this guy needs to fuck off with the spiders. Tim Burton should stick to doing his weird ass shit and not touch mainstream things.
Superman is just not a character for Tim Burton.
No.
He's not. Superman is Batman worked for Tim Burton until he made it weird with Batman Returns. But Batman worked. Superman is a hopeful, bright character. He's the kind of character that, in that comic book that I gave you, there's a scene where he stops someone from jumping off a building. Because there's a scene where, like, there's this girl who's, like, really depressed. She's, like very emo, My Chemical Romance looking kind of teenager.
Yeah.
And she got word that her therapist, like, canceled the appointment to see her. And that really fucking broke her apart because she really needed to talk to someone because she couldn't talk to her parents. And she dealt with so much shit in her life, she was going to jump off a building and end it all. And then Superman lands behind her and goes, your therapist he canceled your appointment not because of you. He just didn't have time. But he's going to reschedule it. I know he is. You're stronger than you think you are. And he gives her a hug. That's Superman. Superman is not Tim Burton, Nicolas Cage, weird. Oh, I'm fucking weird and I'm alone. No one likes me.
He's like a little farm boy.
I hate to make this comparison, but there are those comparisons. He's Jesus, kinda.
No.
He's. I know. I hate those comparisons, but he was sent here as a baby from his father from another universe. He became important at 33. He died and came back. And he's hopeful and cheerful and loving.
Okay, I see that way being like Jesus, but like...
He's not Jesus. He hates to be identified as a Christ figure, but I get the comparison.
I see him as a farm boy, and raised, that moved from a farm life and like...
moved to the city.
That moved to a big city and just wanted to spread and see good. Not like Batman, who's dark and broody because my parents were murdered when I was a baby and I'm angry about it as an old man. I didn't go to therapy even though I have all this money.
Yeah. That's why I really don't like Batman versus Superman. Because that movie, they just made Superman...
It was so bad.
No one stays good in this world. It's just, oh, fuck you. This symbol, Clark, this symbol means something to people. It did in my world. My world doesn't exist anymore.
Oh my fuck. I
that line. I laughed my ass off at that line. I feel like if we made a commentary on that movie, we would just have a
I
fucking
think we
riot.
should. I think we should.
I am so down. And you know what other movies we need to do commentary on? The nipple Batman movies.
I don't know if I've completely seen all of the nipple Batman movies. I
gotta
have
watch
to
it.
say, it is very hard for me to sit through Batman movies.
Well, here's the thing I've always said about Batman. If you don't like the character of Batman, the villains are still cool to watch.
I find it hard to sit through Batman movies. I don't know what it is, because Batman's cool. He's cool, don't get me wrong. But, like, out of all of the superheroes, he's the bitch.
He is.
Because
I never liked the Batman that's like...
But he doesn't have any superpowers. He just has money. And he's grumpy.
I mean, so does Iron Man.
Okay,
but
he's not grumpy. He works with tech. That's he's like born and raised to be this intellectual when it comes to technology and shit. And it was to, protect people, but it, Iron Man is just the better of the two.
Yeah. For me, Batman, I just like Batman because it's the gothic world. Mm-hmm. I like goth stuff, and I normally, I feel for Batman sometimes, but I like the writing of Batman where he doesn't focus on...
You want to know who the best Batman is? The best written Batman?
Adam West.
Besides Adam West?
Who?
Lego Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Lego Batman is the best Batman.
Well, remember when we were at Fan Expo and we but we saw that panel of the voice actor of Batman?
Yes.
In the Arkham games, and I showed you that moment when he stayed with the little girl till she died?
Yes.
That's Batman to me. That whole moment is Batman. Because, like, it's dark and everything like that, but, like, he's a good guy. That's it. I never liked it when movies tried to make superheroes dark and sad and weird. And Batman is a dark, sad character, but there's goodness in them. Like, the Amazing Spider-Man movies didn't work because they tried to make Spider-Man kind of dark and sexy.
They made him a broody, sexy, whatever the fuck.
Oh, I hated those movies.
I
I
didn't
hated-
mind them, but I don't like Andrew Garfield. I cried
don't
my
like
ass
him as
off when
Emma Stone.
Emma
died.
Stone died because it was Emma Stone, not because of her
yeah.
character. Like,
Oh, her character was boring.
it's so
I like-
boring.
I like Andrew Garfield as an actor. I don't like him as Spider-Man.
It's bad Spider-Man.
Tom Holland, oh my God, is a blessing.
He is
Holland
the
is
perfect amount
amazing.
of nerdy and Spider-Man.
He is Spider-Man
Yeah.
to me, and Tobey Maguire is also.
Toby
Spider-Man
was just
because he's
too
like,
old for the part, I think.
He's too old. He was. Yeah. It was weird. Oh yeah, you're a high school student. Okay.
Oh,
you
sure,
are.
okay. I always thought he was in fucking college. That's how I took those movies, even
Well,
as a
he was
kid.
in college in the last two, but in the first movie he just graduated college, and I'm like, dude,
you
are
mean
28.
you mean high school?
I'm sorry, yeah, high school. Dude, you're 28. You should have been done with college by now.
The whole time I took it, even as a kid, I was like, "Oh, he's
But I
a
like-
college kid. This is what
a
college is
college
like.
kid."
They go and do these things like high school. College is the same."
For me, just personally, I think the best version of Spider-Man is the PlayStation 4 game.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because to me, that's my favorite version. I love the Spider-Man that's older. Because, like, I like high school Spider-Man because, you know, those are cool stories to tell. And Homecoming and Far From Home are amazing. You need to watch Far From Home.
I do.
You need to. It's an amazing movie. But this PS4 game,
Is 10,000
That-
times what I want.
it's everything I love about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But I like how we
yeah.
went. Yeah, okay. So Superman.
We're just talking about comic
Yeah.
books in general. So, Superman has always been one of those characters I feel like has had a horrible misrepresentation. And if a movie doesn't work because people just don't know how to write Superman, you have asshole film goers going, "Oh, we're still trying to figure out how to make Superman relevant in modern media." And I'm like, bitch, listen, Captain America in the Avengers movies didn't work because you tried to modernize Captain America. You kept Captain America the same as he is and same he'll always be. But you put him in a modern world. Man of Steel doesn't work because you made him dark and sad. Superman is not a dark and sad. He's not. Now here's the thing. Even though I'm talking shit about this whole Nicolas Cage thing, part of me still kind of wants to see
I
it.
want to see it.
It's
so
so weird.
Jenna and Julian had a goal of watching every single Nicolas Cage movie, and they gave up on it. But like now, I really want to watch every single Nicolas Cage movie, and I hate Nicolas Cage, but I feel
I
like
love
he
Nicolas
would be in
Cage.
some really stupid shit. He's just a meme to me. Like he's just a walking meme.
And I think he's aware of that.
I think
he
he
knows he's
is.
a meme and he plays it. There's a movie he did called I referenced it in one of my videos. There's a movie he did called Mom and Dad, and it's about this weird I hate to use this word considering what's going on in the world right now.
Oh.
There's this plague that shoots in the world that just forces parents to go mindless, like killing machines, and murder their own kids.
Oh,
And Nicolas Cage plays like one of the main dads, and there's a scene where he goes butt fucking sane, smashing a pool table, and he sings, "You put the left foot in, you put the left foot out, you do the fucking hokey pokey, and you turn yourself around." And it's like, that is the best Nicolas Cage freak out I have ever seen. Next to The Wicker Man. Obviously, The Wicker Man is the classic Nicolas Cage.
I've not watched a lot of Nicolas Cage movies.
One I recommend you to watch is called Face Off, because it has John Travolta in it, and it's
I
two
love
actors
John
trying to out.
Travolta.
It's two actors trying to out ham each other.
Oh my god. I think we should do
It's-
commentary on a Nicolas Cage movie.
Face Off.
That's
We're
what you
doing
want.
Face
Okay,
Off.
if we can find it, we'll have to do that.
I'll fucking rent it if I have to. So Nicolas Cage is Superman. It's weird, but I kind of want to see that.
I wanna see
It's
it.
not Superman, but I want to see it. So
I want to see it.
I want to see it, and yeah, comic movies were weird back then.
They still are
They're-
weird.
They're still
The
weird.
only people that can get them right is Marvel. DC's still like, I don't know.
And
I'm
Deadpool.
on the struggle bus. Deadpool's Marvel.
Deadpool. Well, yeah, but he was like Fox Marvel for a while.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
he's Marvel now, and his movies
Marvel
have been
now, yeah.
great.
I'm glad they're doing Deadpool 3 now. I'm so happy about it because I just rewatched Deadpool 2. It's fucking amazing.
I still need to see what was that other one that they did.
The Christmas
Yeah.
one? It's basically Deadpool 2 but PG-13. And there's just added scenes they did where he's reading a story to someone.
Oh, well,
because it's a reference
I want to watch it.
Prince's. It's pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Because he basically references the Prince's Bride
Nice.
in that movie. So yeah, and that's one of the greatest movies ever made. But in your eyes, since we're on the topic of comic book movies, what do you think is the best comic book movie ever made?
Deadpool.
Deadpool 1 or Deadpool 2?
Yes.
Okay.
What about you?
Because for me, I would say, at least in now, I'm not talking movies that try to change the characters to fit in modern times. I'm just talking flat out. This is made purely for the love of comics. Avengers Endgame, I think, is one of the greatest ever made because they didn't try to make anything make it dark and realistic. They just did it purely because they love comics.
Yeah.
So
I'd say my least favorite would have to be Thor Ragnarok.
Really?
To me, Thor is not an 80s poppy, pump up, happy good times.
Yeah.
Dark World is what I wanted in a Thor movie.
See, here's the thing. A lot of people hate Dark World. I don't mind it at all. I like it. I like Dark World a lot. I don't like the first Thor movie. I don't like that one at all. That much.
No.
But I liked Ragnarok because it made me laugh really hard. So, but just naked Hulk just roaming around, not a care in the world.
Hulk's having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a good time. I don't know, but so yeah, I think that's basically it. You have any other things you want to say?
I hope that they get a Superman right again because it's been too long since they got
great.
one right.
Well, CW is doing a Superman show.
That does not mean anything.
It's going to be cheesy as fuck.
The CW doesn't hire the best people for things, so...
No, they don't. I met the actor who played Superman. He's a nice guy, but, it's whatever.
Because, yeah, salty about the 100. But anyways...
I mean, Batwoman's kind of great. But,
I haven't watched it really yet.
It's pretty good. I think you would like it. It's pretty good. So, but yeah, I think that's it. And if they ever make this into this Superman Lives into an animated movie, I would watch it. Just as long as they, you know what? Ask Nicolas Cage to voice it. He'll do it for free. He'll do it.
It just needs to
he
be.
He just really wants to play Superman.
Let me be Superman, baby.
Yep.
I fucked that up.
Try it again. You have a second chance now.
Oh, that was... my lips are too dry.
Well, what the... that sounds wrong.
Much better. Thank you. First try.
First try.
Yes.
Okay. So, I think that's going to call it for today's episode. Guys, what's your opinion on Superman Lives? Now, again, I want to say, if you want more information about it, look up The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. It's a great documentary. It's only maybe an hour and 20 minutes. It's not that long. And it flies by really fast because you're just I'm so fascinated by what they were going to do. But yeah, if,
And remember to wash your hands and level up.
Please wash your fucking hands, wash your fucking face, and wash your ass. Wash your ass, please wash. You see your dog? How he always scrapes his ass on the ground?
Do that.
Learn from that. Yeah, do that. Learn from your dog. Your dog is smart. So, I love how a lot of people were like, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay home. Now you can.
Now you can.
Now you can. Yeah.
Yeah, listen to all our podcasts if you haven't.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
And
Ring the
please
bell.
go to our Discord.
Join the
Please
Discord.
go to our Discord. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll hang out and have a good time.
Yeah. Wash your hands, you filthy aminos.
What the
I tried.
do that again?
No. No.
Please do that again.
I can't.
I command you to do it again.
You are not the boss of me because you have a penis.
I mean, it's not even a close to a regular penis. It's more like a peen. But in request for the viewers,
Anyways.
please do that. Do that again.
Nope, they heard it once. They can scroll back and
Well, I'm
listen
gonna
to it
loop
again.
it 3 times in the end of the video. Then.
All right.
Enemies.
Enemies.
Okay, I made her do it again. Goodbye.
Bye.